gentlemen, welcome back to the Frontal Access Podcast. I'm your host, Steven Russo.
I'm Anthony Gonzalez.
Let's fucking get it. All right. So it's my birthday today, guys.
That it is.
I'm 22 now.
He feels old.
I do feel old. My back hurts. And, before you know it, I'm going to develop some osteoporosis, And then, the ankles will get too swollen. I'll end up doing the flop everywhere. So, there you go.
This is a newly minted 22-year-old complaining to a 31-year-old guys.
Yes. Before you know it. And then before you know it, I'm fucking worm food. So there you go. Anyway,
Life hits you hard.
It does. It hits you right in the face. But yeah, no, it's been a pretty good birthday so far, we just chilling. I just went to Chili's and had a triple dipper for my birthday. That was my birthday dinner. I had a Blue Moon to go with it.
There you go.
Very solid birthday dinner at Chili's. And, yeah, I got a big party going on tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. But tomorrow is also Charles Oliveira versus Mateo Gamrot. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. But before we go ahead and do that shit, let's talk about 320.
Fucking Pereira!
Fucking Pereira! He fucking got his belt back in how long did it take him? 40 seconds to get his belt back or something like that.
I thought it broke a minute. I don't think it broke 2. I thought it broke a minute, though.
Yeah, it was probably 80 seconds. Yeah, just about. So yeah, guys, Alex Pereira is your new light heavyweight champion. Or once again, reinstated. So, I think we can all safely say that, we were wrong. We were happy to be wrong. And that loss that he took to Ankalaev back in March was just a fluke.
It's exactly what we wanted to happen.
Exactly. So Magomed Ankalaev got straight knocked the fuck out, TKO'd out off his ass, and now Pereira is the champion. So also that night, Yuri Prochazka just knocked the fuck out of Khalil Roundtree after being down for 2 rounds.
Yep.
So that was crazy. Yuri Prochazka did some stupid samurai shit for the first 2 rounds, and hands down, some stupid samurai shit. Got beat on for a bit, that found a way to knock the dude out in the last round. So, and it was a bad one, too. Khalil Roundtree he fought a good fight, man. He really did. Had Yuri Prochazka not channeled his inner fucking Viking, he probably would have went home with the victory. He was finding his reads on Yuri. He was landing at will on Yuri. And then, Yuri's Yuri. And said, "I am a samurai!" And then decided to just end his days. And thus his title aspirations for a little while. So now that we got Yuri Prochazka that just beat Alex Pereira. Not Alex Pereira, God. Yuri wishes he beat Alex Pereira.
He dreams about it.
He dreams about it. He's obsessively thinking about it. How do I beat that guy? He's gone so crazy. He's gone to blame it on fucking magic. So he said that, Alex Pereira, he used the bad juju. That's how he win fight.
You think he's ever considered he's just not as good a fighter?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, Pereira's a special case, man. That guy's just a special fighter. He's the only striker that I think, can actually hang with any other martial art.
He's what we call an exception.
He is an exception to the rule, because usually most of the time, grapplers and strikers, we know how that usually goes. Usually the grappler has the advantage, but Pereira's just a special case. I don't know if it's his timing, his placement, his power, or...
I think it's the stone knuckles.
Yeah, it could be the stone hands, I personally think it's black magic. I'm right there with Yuri.
You're right there, Yuri?
I'm right there with Yuri.
Is this because you're a diehard Izzy fan?
No, I like Alex Pereira. Izzy's gone. He's done. He ain't gonna be around much longer. But man, that was a good victory for Alex Pereira. Breath of fresh air. The world's healing. Tony Ferguson won a fight finally, earlier this year.
But he didn't retire.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Is he didn't retire. He should have just retired right there. He should have just TKO'd Salt Poppy and said, "All right, I'm out." But nope, he decided to stick around. So here we are. But I think we could safely say, though, based off of Alberg's victory over Dominic Reyes and Yuri Prochazka having recently lost to Alex Pereira. I think he'll still need one more fight before he gets back to Pereira. Maybe he faces Dominic Reyes again. Who knows? Maybe it's a different fight this time. You know, but Yuri Prochazka did fight Dominic Reyes before, and won. And that's like Yuri Prochazka's highlight reel knockout. That spinning elbow that was on Dominic Reyes. So yeah, maybe he fights Reyes again. Maybe, but I think Olberg's probably the next title challenger now that Pereira got the belt back.
Didn't Reyes just lose?
Yeah.
Why would Yuri fight him?
True.
Why would he fight a loser?
Yeah, why would he fight a loser? Yeah, why would he? Yeah, that's actually really bad. Bad matchmaking, Steven. Who would Yuri face now? Probably Ankalaev.
Yeah, he could fight Ankalaev, or honestly, Olberg could fight him. You know.
Yeah, but I think Olberg's a new challenger that
he is. But Yuri wants to talk all that. Hey, we have beef. We should do this. I want that rematch. And Olberg's just like, feed me someone. I mean, after the fight, we saw Olberg got a small interview with I'll never remember the names of these people, but with the person with the mic afterwards, she asked him, "Hey, what do you think's in store?" He said, "Well, we know that Pereira had been thinking about moving up. This was according to Olberg. And so if the champ wants to go and do that, that's fine. I'll fight anyone down here." And she had said, well, it looked like Yuri seemed to think he was next in line. He kind of scoffed at it. But if he wants to fight Yuri, so that Yuri knows that he's not the next in line, I'd say go for it.
Yeah. I don't know. Light heavyweight's still a puzzle. It's a lot clearer now, though. Now that plus we got this new champ now, so that's exciting. Anyway, it's been pretty wild. It was quite the wild pay per view. Merab. I think we could just start making the argument that Merab just might be the greatest bantamweight of all time now. I think we really can. Just given his laundry list of contenders that he has just put behind him. And now that the elite level competition of bantamweight right now just looks so dumb compared to him. This dude is nuts. He needs to get nerfed. Next patch update, the next patch update, I think God needs to nerf Merab by a little bit. But it might not happen. We haven't had the game update in a little while. So, but personally, I do believe that Merab needs a bit of a nerf right now. Just a bit of one. Because he's just that fucking good. But, Merab's one of those cases where, like, he grows on you. I've been growing on Merab a lot lately, just purely off of his skill, to be honest. This dude just keeps fucking going. And I'm like, how in the fuck are you looking like you're about to go and fight round 1 in round 5? I mean, Sandhagen had his moments. Don't get me wrong with that fight. Sandhagen had his moments. He had a couple of times where he got some good strikes in on Merab, but those small moments don't add up to much good for him. Sandhagen got outclassed in there. I'd say he only won round 1, and that was it. I mean, there was one judge that gave him 2 rounds for some reason. It was probably fucking Mike Bell.
Yeah, we do know he was there.
And we do know he was there. It's probably fucking Mike Bell. But, yeah, nah, Sandhagen, this guy, I did see that he's able to hold into those later rounds, because even though it was like the last couple of rounds and you could see there was a little bit of like fatigue on him. There wasn't a lot of fatigue, so I think he showed his gas tank for sure in this fight. Like I said, no matter what happens, Sandhagen always shows you something new that he does. I think he really showed like that his conditioning. At this one, you could tell he trained long and hard for this one. And even his takedown defense early on, man, it was really good, as Sandhagen does. He's got really good takedown defense. But when you have a guy that keeps fucking shooting no matter how much you defend, and has the capacity to keep shooting no matter how much you defend, eventually you're going to go down. And that's just what happened. But, I mean, Sandhagen did have his moments. I'm always looking forward to what Sandhagen does next. But fuck, and what's next for Marab? What's he gonna do now? The dude's at 3 title defenses now. It's been a little over a year since he won the belt. Like, who does he fight? Who does he fight?
See, Marab, unfortunately, he suffers from what Volk was going through, where it's just the competition can't keep up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's time to stick him on Volk yet, but, like, he's definitely not far off, you know? Because I'm trying to think. More than likely, Volkanovski's going to headline the December pay-per-view, I would say. Because, I mean, Lerone Murphy coming off his co-main event, spinning elbow knockout over Pico de Gallo there, you know? It's like, you got to give him the title shot. But after that fight, man, I think Merab maybe does one more title defense, then he should start saying, yeah, I'll move up to featherweight, you know? Just because, like, what the hell, man? I mean, what's he going to do? There's no one. Was he going to fight fucking Umar again? Maybe that's the next fight for him. He fights Umar again. But, like, even then, we saw what he did against Umar back in January. And that was in fucking Umar's backyard, too, I'm pretty sure. So, like, goddamn. Like, what's he gonna do? The only people that I could think of right now that could even think about title contention would be Umar Nurmagomedov again and Piotr Yan. And mind you, Merab Dvalishvili has beaten Piotr Yan before on his way up to the belt. So, like, that would also be a rematch. No matter what, it's going to be a rematch. Like, this dude's going on a rematch tour. He already did the O'Malley rematch, which O'Malley probably shouldn't have gotten that rematch. Actually, no, definitely shouldn't have gotten that rematch. But, you know, Dana was like, I'll give you one more shot. Go make Daddy some money. And then he didn't make Daddy any money. So,
like, you're not as tasty as Jones or McGregor, but let's see.
You do got the fruit hair, though. Maybe now's the time to do O'Malley and Sandhagen, to be honest. I've been clamoring for that fight for a while now. I've been wanting to see that since Sean O'Malley got in his come-up, you know? Like, before he fought Piotr Yan and controversially won, I was like, I thought he should fight Sandhagen and then Yan at that time. Like, I've been matchmaking Sean O'Malley with Corey Sandhagen for a while now. Like, it's been about 3-4 years that I've been matchmaking O'Malley and Sandhagen because I think that'd be a good fight. They're both very similar stylistically. They're both very long, lanky guys that are pretty dynamic strikes, you know. I'd say Sandhagen's the more well-rounded striker, but O'Malley's the more accurate person. I think O'Malley's got the kicks. He's got like kicks, like front kicks and like leg kicks, and like he's got really good boxing.
See, the thing is, I'm still not sold on Sean O'Malley. You know, I'm not aboard the hype train. I admit he's got a good hand. You know, he's got a good overhand, and he has a knockout power.
Well, and he's got the accuracy too.
He stops people. He picks his shots. But I could never say that he was my champion because there's never been a definitive moment. There's been some good shots and some great fucking knockouts.
I mean, that's how he won the belt.
But there's nothing that I've seen from him that tell me that he's the champion. Like, I could say, might have been a lucky shot on him. Yes, it's happened multiple times where he's knocked them out. But he's not as untouchable as an Ilya is.
Oh yeah, Ilya's just on demon time at this current moment.
Ilya, win, okay, win, okay, win, okay, win, okay, win, okay, win, okay, win, okay.
God fucking damn it!
Sean, like with Piotr Yan, right?
Yeah, he fought Yan to get to the title fight.
I saw Sean lose that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that should have been freaking Piotr Yan's victory there. It wasn't.
O'Malley had a good last round, but
so
it came down to that second round.
He hasn't stamped that he is the fighter that is here and on this level that allowed me to say, yeah, he's championship material.
I mean, He did turn Cheeto Vera into a human punching bag, but Cheeto sucks.
It's
so
Cheeto
But
though.
Cheeto sucks.
It's Cheeto,
So
guys.
um, uh, but Cheeto did his best human punching bag impression. And he kicked ass at that role, that's for sure. But now I think now might be the time for O'Malley to face Sandhagen, to be honest, or even a Jan rematch. That'd be good. Maybe you put Jan and Umar. That could happen as well. Like bantamweight, they got people that could fight for the title. It's just Marab just beat all of them by now.
There's just no standout for Marab to fight.
Yep, there's really no standout fight. It requires another fight to happen, before we can definitively say what Marab's next move is. And I think one of those matchups could work. I mean, we could do a good combo here. You can do O'Malley and Umar, which I doubt Dana's going to do that because that's just going to be bad look for O'Malley. He's going to get ragdolled by Umar. So I would not prefer Umar and Sean O'Malley, but I think Sean O'Malley and Corey Sandhagen would be a good fight, seeming as they're both coming off of fresh title losses. O'Malley back in June, Sandhagen just this past weekend. So, I mean, recent title losses, both made a good headway to get there once a former champion. Might as well go ahead and start fighting. Then maybe you do Jan and Umar, but even if you do Jan and Umar, I think Piotr Jan at this point in time, it's title fight or nothing for him. Like, I think Jan is at a point in time where he's like, I've beaten all of your guys. I've seen you give an opportunity to O'Malley twice now. You have not let me back at Umar, and he beat me 2 years ago. I could definitely see Piotr Jan being a bit of a stickler here. Like, no, fuck you. I'm fighting for a title next. I don't need to go through another contender. Yeah, I've already went through the contenders. I just beat the fuck out of Davis and Figueiredo, and he was making waves at this weight. I don't think I need to prove myself any more than I have. So put me in that title shot. I could definitely see Piotr Jan making that argument. Umar could easily pull the I was not okay in that fight and, typical Dagestani excuses. But, it's like, the only thing I could really think of right now is, like, something like that. But I think O'Malley and Sandhagen need to stay far the fuck away from the title picture for the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, since I am a Sandhagen guy, I do like Sandhagen more than O'Malley, I would say. So, just as a fighter. I think O'Malley's a good personality. Don't get me wrong, and that's why I like him.
Man, I think we have like a can of his energy drink around here somewhere.
We don't have a can of his energy drink around here somewhere. Although it is a very good energy drink. It's cotton candy flavored. But yeah, I don't have a can of it. I didn't save one. I should have. But nah, I think both Sandhagen and O'Malley are far the fuck away from title challenges right now. You could even throw Figgy at one of them. You can throw Figgy at maybe not Sandhagen. Sandhagen did just beat Figgy. You could throw Figueiredo at O'Malley though, easily.
Tell you what, we'll have Figgy take on O'Malley. We'll have Umar take on Sandhagen, and then we'll just have Piotr go for the championship.
That can work. It's just the only problem with that is Umar and Sandhagen already fought not that long ago. I mean, Sandhagen looked great in takedown defense, but defense don't win you championships in this sport. I say it all the time, but it's true. Defense don't win you championships in this sport. So even though it was impressive to see Corey Sandhagen hang out with Umar and not get submitted, that was awesome. Unfortunately, that doesn't warrant a win for you. It shows your skill, and I do like that you were able to show that skill. He even showed it with Marab this past weekend, and I mean, he did get a shot through on Marab that last round. He got him hurt, backpedaling a little bit. I would still say, I mean, as much as of a not really challenge that was for Marab, that was kind of a challenge. That was the most challenge I think I've seen Marab to this point. I mean, even against Umar, like fucking Umar just Marab just said, "This is the guy that you guys were worried about. Like, this is him. This is the guy." Like fucking Umar had no shot in that fight.
Anytime there's a "this is the guy," I think I just pictured her. I just
it's like that's totally like what I saw in that Marab and Umar fight. It was like Marab was like, "This is the dude that you wanted. This is the guy that you thought would beat me.
He's supposed to beat me."
Yeah, like, oh Jesus Christ!
So I overtrained or he undertrained. Something happened here.
So, like, even then, I don't think that really warrants an Umar rematch at all.
Yeah,
I
that's what I
mean,
said. Like Umar
and
lost to him. We just saw Sandhagen lose to him, so have him go at it.
yeah, I mean, Song Yadong's out in left field too. He's not doing much lately. I mean, his last loss, I think,
Yeah, I was gonna
was
say, did he win his last one?
I think his last fight was against Jan and he lost. I could be wrong though. That could have been 2 fights ago. Because Song Yadong's still in there. He's just not showing up when it matters most. Like, good fighter. Don't get me wrong. Love Song Yadong. He's actually a very talented fighter. It's just he doesn't perform when it's go time. When it's like really matters, he doesn't perform very well. Um. Okay. No. Okay. He fought Cejudo back in February and he beat him. Okay. So that doesn't really warrant another
Yeah,
shot
I was
though. I
gonna
mean,
say, I
that
don't want to
that
sound mean,
that doesn't
but
really warrant a shot at top
it's
five again.
Cejudo.
He needs to fight. I think Song Yadong should just fight down more, like one more fight down, then he can fight up again. So I mean, but Song is like, I don't know. He's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. I
Did
do like
Cejudo
Song.
officially retire yet?
No, although he fucking should. The dude should have never fucking came back. To be honest, he retired in the best way he could, and he came back and he fucking tainted his legacy. You know?
Too busy fighting to take that shit.
Yeah,
He
like,
can't focus on the contest.
yeah, he's too busy trying to take a shit. But yeah, no, I think Song needs to fight down again one more time, and then he could fight up. So, but no, that's literally the only thing I can think of. You can put O'Malley and Umar. You can do that, but I doubt Dana's gonna want to make that fight because
He's not gonna let Sean look
he's not
that
gonna let
bad.
Sean die against Umar Nurmagomedov like that. Um, that's why I'm like Sandhagen and O'Malley makes a lot of sense right now. It really does. But then that kind of leaves Jan in limbo a little bit. It leaves Umar in limbo a little bit. And what are they gonna do? Fight each other? Like, I don't think they fought each other, Umar and Jan. Um, both of them. But I think Piotr Jan might even be at a time where he doesn't even like I mentioned earlier, doesn't even want to fight another person. Just says, "I'm already winning. What more do you fucking need? Give me that title shot." And to be honest, I would love to see Piotr Jan and Marab again, especially this time around. I call this bloodlust Piotr Jan. This is redemption arc Piotr Jan, bloodlust Piotr Jan. Who's just killing motherfuckers after getting fucked in most of his fights for the past couple of years. He got fucked against O'Malley. That's a big one. He got fucked against Aljamain Sterling the second time. He lost his belt due to fuckery with Aljamain Sterling. You know, it's like that's a rivalry that we could probably do. Jan and Sterling. But that's a bit of a unique. That's a bit of an oddball rivalry though. Um, but yeah, nah. So like Piotr Jan got, and then on top of that, when he gets another fresh fighter, he gets fucked by Marab. Like Piotr Jan's been has been on the line of getting fucked, and I don't think he wants. And now that he's been on the line of fucking the other people over, I think he's probably at a point where he's like, no, fuck you, give me my damn title shot. I paid my dues. Fuck, you know. Somebody take a shot every single time I said fuck in that sentence. You're probably wasted by now. But nah. Piotr Jan could very much just not want to fight somebody else except the champion at this current moment. So like I don't know, bantamweight's a little messy right now. It's not really a clear cut contender. We need to see some movement in that division. A little bit more movement post Marab destruction of pretty much all of the top five except Song Yadong right now. So there you go. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see Piotr Jan's last fight. Unanimous decision against McGee. Nice on the Whitaker and DeRitter card. How did we fucking miss that? We missed a Piotr Jan fight. How did we fucking miss that?
Who was he fighting?
He fought Marcus McGee.
Huh.
And it looks like it was a good fight too. Shit, how did we miss that?
What date was this?
July 26th. Oh, shit. The reason why we missed it was because this was the fucking... This was the early card. I was working that day. It happened early in the morning. Yeah, how the fuck did we miss a Petr Yan fight? I don't remember watching that, do you?
No.
But I remember Shara fighting on the card, though. Bryce Mitchell was there, too? Did we? Dude, we fucking... I don't remember this. Do you?
Whitaker versus who?
This is Whitaker and DeRitter. I know Whitaker lost. Controversially, I think he actually beat DeRitter. But, you know, it's like, we watched the main event. I know we watched that fight. Did we just not watch the Petr Yan fight?
I think so.
Like, because I remember Shara fighting on this card. What the fuck? Yeah, we literally, like, I don't remember this. Why don't I remember this fight? I wasn't drinking, was I?
I'm trying to think. July 26th.
Like, what the fuck was going on July 26th? Besides that fight night.
Wasn't anything WWE, was there?
There might have been. I think that was I think that was... Hold on. No, there was nothing going on that day for WWE. Damn, did we just fucking skip the Petr Yan fight?
Did you say it was early prelims or prelims?
No, that was co-main event.
Co-main event.
And I know we watched Ritter. I know we watched DeRitter and Robert Whitaker. Like, I know we watched that. I watched it 3. I remember watching that fight 3 times because I thought it was bullshit that Robert Whitaker lost. Because it was bullshit that Robert Whitaker lost, by the way. I like Rainer DeRitter, don't get me wrong, but at the same time. What the fuck? We'll have to go back and watch that fight. We're gonna have to. But anyway, there's not much movement going on at this division, and Merab doesn't have a clear-cut contender at this current moment because he's beating everybody. But light heavyweight, there's a bit of clarity right now. You could throw Ulberg in there, but at the very same time, you can also throw Yuri Prohaska in there. You can have Yuri Prohaska and Carlos Ulberg fight as well, and just Pereira waits for a second before going and fighting again. I think Volk's next move is definitely going to be Lerone Murphy, for sure. I think that's just all but confirmed. It's either that or Evloev, but Evloev has been a bit of a bitch in negotiations, so I've heard. So, he's probably going to miss this title shot. Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria is just Ilia Topuria. You know, fucking Grim Reaper of the UFC at this current moment. Just collecting your favorite fighters' souls left and right. It's sending them to the Shadow Realm. But, nah, man. This has been a crazy week for fights. Really has. This week, though, now that 320 is behind us, we can look forward to another big fight at lightweight. Probably going to start to see some clarity in this division as we start moving through. A lot of movement happening at 155 right now. So, because I think Ilia Topuria is at a point where he's like, I got no one else to beat right now. Who am I going to go after? And everybody that's at lightweight is coming off of a loss or not very close to a title fight right now. I mean, there's a couple of people that could go for it. I mean, but I'm trying to think. So, like, Ilia Topuria is just kind of waiting for his next victim at this point. So, we get to see some movement this weekend. Charles Oliveira, the last title challenger for the lightweight belt, and it very, very poorly.
Yep.
And it ended very poorly for our boy Oliveira.
See, my best case scenario is that Islam and Ilia fight, Because either way, I'm gonna win.
Yeah, true.
No matter what,
It's
there
either
will be a loss.
either Ilya loses or Islam Makhachev loses. One of the two. But regardless, though, we have Charles Oliveira facing Mateusz Gamrot this weekend. Gamrot stepping in on relatively short notice. I think about 4 weeks short, 3-4 weeks short notice. For this fight because the original opponent, Rafael Fiziev, sustained an injury during fight camp. Unfortunately, that's just something that we have to deal with in this sport. Injuries are always prone to happening. You can have a banger card, but then one person gets injured and it all goes to shit, i.e. UFC 311 earlier this year where we were supposed to see Makhachev and Sarukian finally fight, and Sarukian had to go fuck his back up. So, there you go.
They don't use enough Neosporin in the UFC.
No, they did not. The same with last summer with McGregor and Chandler. That was supposed to happen. Then McGregor's little pinky toe went oofy, and then he said, "Wah, I can't fight." But
He needs the titanium toe.
he needs the titanium toe bone, kid. But Charles Oliveira and Mateusz Gamrot. To be honest, this is a much more winnable fight for Charles Oliveira than Rafael Fiziev, I would say. Do I think Oliveira still would have been able to hang with Fiziev? Yes, but I think he would have been challenged a lot more against Fiziev than he would have with Gamrot. Trying to think of what happened with Gamrot in the past couple of years. He lost to Dan Hooker, surprisingly, which was insane because, well, it was a very close fight, Gamrot and Hooker, but they gave it to Hooker. And that's how it went. Let's try to see Gamrot and Gamrot. His last fight was against Ludovic Klein, and he beat him by a decision. That was back in May of this year. And prior to that, it was Dan Hooker. Now he's facing Charles Oliveira. So, much more winnable fight for Charlie Olives, I would say. Much more winnable fight for him, this one. Because I think Gamrot tends to leave a lot of things loose. He doesn't really always keep things tight to his body. Like, if you throw a hook, he's prone to not bringing the hand immediately back. And with how quick Oliveira can be with counters, we clearly saw it against Michael Chandler when he won the lightweight belt. He can catch people. Charles Oliveira can catch people. He can catch you lacking. Overextension counters, one of Charles Oliveira's best striking things. I know when you're thinking Charles Oliveira, you're thinking jiu-jitsu and grappling, which that's fair. That is his expertise. But keep in mind, like, if there's one striking aspect that Oliveira is very good at, it's closing distance, and it's being able to counter people and counter people quickly. He actually has got really fast hands and very fast legs for a grappler, So, I think there's a much winnable fight for Charles Oliveira, but I am always cautious when Charles Oliveira, or fighters just in general, like, come back this early from such a brutal loss last time. Because we think back to June this year, it wasn't all that long ago, Ilia Topuria had him looking up at the fucking ceiling after 2 minutes and 27 seconds into round number 1. Like, he had him looking at the ceiling for a good minute while he celebrated becoming a two-weight champion. So, I mean, I am a little wary for Charles. He's getting older now. He's 35 now. He's not as young as he once was. He's not quite past his prime yet.
He's not Ferguson yet.
He's not Ferguson, but he's definitely not a young buck no more. He's definitely not Ilia Topuria anymore. Clearly. So, he's not in his prime anymore. That's fine. He's hit his plateau. He's right here. He's like right here, right before the down. He's right here, on his way down. Which isn't a bad thing. He's given us very entertaining fights. So whenever Charles Oliveira does decide to hang it up, he's gonna go down with a Hall of Fame career.
Even though y'all were haters when I first got here.
Yeah, but it was never really like true hatred though. It was I just wanted the other guy to win type deal. Kind of like you with Topuria. Yeah, it's not like a hatred thing. It really isn't a hatred thing. It was more like I really wanted the guy that you were fighting to win the fight, not you.
Unfortunately, Patty the Batty is just a hatred thing.
Yeah. But I am a little wary about this because it wasn't all that long ago that he got knocked the fuck out. And I'm just going to say it. No hate on Charles Oliveira, but his chin was never the greatest. You know, I don't remember one Charles Oliveira fight during the whole Oliveira um, where he didn't get knocked down in the title fight. In the fight that he won the championship and he got knocked down, nearly finished by Michael Chandler in round 1. Somehow finds a way to win round 2. Dustin Poirier knocks him down twice, nearly finishes him, and then he comes back and submits him in the third. You know, after wearing him down for round 2. And then after Poirier, you had Gaethje knock him down thrice. 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
I was actually wondering, does Gaethje got anything lined up for him?
To be honest, I'll get to that in just 1 second. I know I want to just keep recapping the Oliveira. Fuck, dude, he got knocked down 3 times and nearly finished. And then guess what? Submits Justin Gaethje in that same round. Like, Charles Oliveira just finds a way to win. You know, but it isn't without trial. The dude gets knocked down. You know? And it makes me a little worrisome whenever he fights, because I'm like, how's your chin going to hold up today? Now, I'm not saying that he can't come back. His recovery is through the roof. It's just his prone to being knocked down statistic is, like, very up, you know? He's probably going to get knocked down. Can he recover quickly? Yes. That's a good thing. But your recovery slows as you get older. So, that's my only problem that I have with Charles Oliveira at this current moment. But I still think overall this is a very winnable fight for Charles Oliveira. Like, almost certainly. I think he's going to win this fight. You know? I actually think he might even finish Mateusz Gamrot at some point.
See, the thing is with me, as you know, I like my levels, and I know Oliveira has champion in him. I don't know if Gamrot's got that just yet.
I think Gamrot's just a good fighter. You know? I don't think Gamrot's ever going to fight for a title.
You don't think he'll fight for a title?
Unless Topuria just keeps doing what he's doing, and then eventually there's nobody left except Gamrot. But I don't think Gamrot, I mean, not at this point in time, at least, is really championship material, because we've seen him against higher level competition before. We've seen him against Arman Tsarukyan, and he failed pretty badly. But then again, you can kind of dismiss that, like, okay, it was Arman Tsarukyan, but this was Arman Tsarukyan before, like, being rumored to fight Islam Makhachev, you know? Like, it wasn't a very well-known Arman Tsarukyan at this point. This was before the Beneil Dariush knockout, you know? Like, he got beat by Tsarukyan, and when he faced Dan Hooker, he lost to Dan Hooker, which is a fight that objectively I think Gamrot had in the bag. To be real, I thought his style was just way too hard for Dan Hooker to deal with, but Dan Hooker did Dan Hooker things and found a way to win by a split decision at that fight card. So I mean, it's like whenever I see him get to these like upper echelon people, whenever I see him get to these guys that are like been there, have a name prominence, not really so much at the skill level, but when it gets to the name prominence, I just don't see him performing as well every time. And but maybe he proves me wrong this weekend. Just don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking Gamrot. I actually really love Gamrot. He's one of like my favorites currently. He's up there. But it's like, what are you gonna do, man? Like, this is your time to shine. Like, if you want to show people that you're title material, go and beat Charles Oliveira. Like, go and finish Charles Oliveira, I would say. But I just don't think he's going to finish Charles Oliveira, because I think Charles Oliveira has more tools to finish Gamrot than Gamrot has tools to finish Oliveira. I think the only way that Gamrot finishes Oliveira is if he catches him. Which, you know, obviously it's a fight. It always comes down to one. But at the end of the day, I think the only way Gamrot really can beat him is if he knocks him out. Maybe some ground and pound, like TKO, but even then, I think Charles would find a way to squirm and maneuver his way on the ground in order to get to his back, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think just Charles Oliveira has way more tools to win this fight, and this is a much more winnable fight for Charles Oliveira than Fiziev was. I think Charles would have struggled with Fiziev a bit. Do I think he would have lost to Fiziev? I don't know. I don't think he would have, you know, but I could see a world where Fiziev beats Charles Oliveira. You know, I can see a world where Fiziev beats Charles Oliveira more than I can see a world of Gamrot beating Charles Oliveira, if that makes sense. You know? Yeah.
See,
What you got? Cue the Jeopardy music.
I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. Because once in a while, there's short notice, which we all know how I feel.
That's never a good thing.
I hate that. I really do.
But at least it's 3 weeks short notice. It's not like it's terribly short notice.
But I do agree that comparatively with the fighting styles, I would take Oliveira 80 to 20 on beating Gamrot, and I'd probably do 65-70 to 35-30 on Fiziev.
Yeah.
Because to me, Oliveira is gonna be able to catch Gamrot than he is Fiziev. Because the levels that I'm talking about is Gamrot seems comfortable. He doesn't seem like he's striving to move up or challenge for a championship.
Like he's just a hard worker and a good fighter.
Yeah,
you know.
He's there. He's got a paycheck. Can he? If he had aspirations, I think he could do it. I do like Gamrot. It's just 2-1 maybe for wins on Gamrot for me at least.
Yeah.
Fiziev was fucking hungry.
Yeah, still is.
He's after that, and
you can tell he wants to be champion.
I like that hunger when I see them in my fighters. So yes, I see Charles winning both of them easier time with Gamrot than Fiziev. Which is why I think that Charles is gonna have this, honestly, because Charles, while we may see him approaching his sunset, he's still
his golden hour.
He's still at the upper echelon of his martial art skills. You know?
Of course.
So that's where I see that.
He's not in his peak anymore. He's more at his golden hour before twilight type deal.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like that's where Charles is at this current moment. Gamrot, I think he's just a hard worker, and like he's gonna show up. He's a good fighter too. Don't get me wrong. It's just like I don't think Gamrot is gonna beat Charles. Like I see it. Can he beat Charles? Of course he can. I could totally see a path to victory for Gamrot. I could see what he does, and it would have to be from holding top control and ground and pound and just trying to catch him.
We also don't know how Charles is going to react after getting TKO'd.
Exactly. So there's a lot of questions.
We saw Volk. That was scary too.
Got knocked out by Makhachev and then comes back 3 months later and gets brutally knocked out by Topuria. So, I mean, it's like, ooh, wow. It's like, but I see more it's definitely more likely that Charles beats Gamrot than I think Charles would beat Fiziev.
Like I said, 80 or 90 Charles to the 65-70 Charles.
Against Fiziev. Because, like, you think about Fiziev. Like, Fiziev's a different case. Like, I think Fiziev is excellent. Don't get me wrong. He's such a good fighter. He's durable. He's fucking strong. He's a fast starter, And the guy, he's got power. He's got grappling. He's got submissions. He's got wrestling. Like, he's a whole package, Rafael Fiziev.
Like I said, the dude's hungry, and he's going to use everything in his arsenal to get to the top of the division.
And the only problem that Fiziev has faced is Justin Gaethje. Because out of all the people that were at that old guard of lightweight, the old guard that's starting to go away now, the Poiriers, the Dariushs, the Charles Oliveira's, especially, even past the first Gaethje fight, before the second one, before he got injured and had to do his surgery and then go to the second Gaethje fight, out of all of that old guard of lightweight, back in 2021, 22 type deal, that old guard of lightweight, I could see Fiziev beating all of them, except Justin Gaethje. Because the only problem that, if Fiziev faced the worst person for his fighting style in the old guard with Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje had the perfect style to stop the onslaught that was Fiziev. Because here's the thing, Justin Gaethje fucking loves chaos. And guess what? Guess who's a chaotic fighter? Fiziev. So, guess who's going to be like, alright, you want to play ball, we going to play ball. That's Justin Gaethje. And then on top of that, Justin Gaethje, you guys forget about this sometimes. The dude was a wrestler. The dude's an All-American. The dude, he doesn't wrestle. in the octagon at all, but he uses it in reverse. Have you really ever seen him get taken down? I mean, he did get taken down by Khabib, but everybody gets taken down by Khabib, you know? But even then, he defended against Khabib longer than Conor did, longer than Poirier did. Like, Justin Gaethje's low-key a good wrestler, you know? He just doesn't use it for offense. He uses it for defense. He uses it in, like I said, reverse. Think about, like, when Michael Chandler, think all the way back to that brawl that happened back in late 2021, when Michael Chandler got this really deep high crotch takedown on Justin Gaethje, and Justin Gaethje simply cartwheeled through it. That's like an advanced move. Cartwheeling out of a high crotch takedown takes skill, you know? And Justin Gaethje was able to cartwheel out of a high crotch takedown from a predominantly wrestling based fighter in Michael Chandler. So, like, the worst person in that old guard that I always knew Fiziev would have trouble with was Gaethje. And guess who we had to face each time? Gaethje. I think he could have beaten the brakes off of Beneil when Beneil was up there. I think he could beat Sarukian, to be honest. I think he would have destroyed Poirier. I think he would, and I think he could beat Charles. Like, I think the best matchup for Fiziev actually was Dustin Poirier. Like, I was a little bit afraid of Fiziev on the come up when Dustin Poirier was still fighting, because I knew that if that fight ever got confirmed, Fiziev would likely beat Dustin Poirier. I think his best matchup would have been Dustin, but his worst was Justin, and just every time it was Justin. You know, could he have beaten Dan Hooker? Fuck yeah, he could have beaten Dan Hooker. Could he have beaten Beneil Dariush? Hell yeah, he could have beaten Beneil Dariush. Could he have beaten Poirier? Hell yeah, he could have beaten Poirier. Can he beat Charles? Yeah, I do think that Fiziev can beat Charles. Do I think he beats Islam? No, this is where it gets a little shaky. This is where it gets a little shaky. But, like, out of all those, like, I'm thinking, like, the old guard, like, Fiziev, like, on the come-up type deal, and, like, prospect Fiziev, not contender Fiziev that we have now. Like, out of all that old guard, Gaethje was his worst matchup, and he just happened to be facing Gaethje each time, and he's lost to him twice, pretty decisively and pretty badly, just as I thought it would happen, because, like, here's the thing, Justin Gaethje, if you're gonna play ball with Justin Gaethje gonna play ball with you, and he's gonna be the one to come up on top, because I'm convinced Justin Gaethje. I mean, I don't think any fighter's right in the head, but I'm like convinced that like Justin Gaethje is like actually insane. He's just very low key about it. I haven't like he's the guy that's gonna be like, I am going to fuck your shit up if you try to test me. And that's what he usually does. And when you have a fighter like Fiziev who thrives in high pace, who thrives in chaos and uses that to win his fights, you face Justin Gaethje, who also does that. It's not the way he originally. Like, Gaethje's not as brawler as he once was. He became very calculated as time came on. But here's the thing with Gaethje. Even in his later career, he still thrives in chaos. Like, Justin Gaethje is just, oh, you're gonna hit me? Oh, I'm gonna hit you too. And guess what? It might hurt you more. Like, I am convinced that like the most insane fighter in the top 5 of lightweight right now is Justin Gaethje. Like, I think that dude is so psychotic, but he's just super low key about it. You know what I mean? But that's just my little rant on Justin Gaethje. But like, out of all the old guard of lightweight, Fiziev faced the worst one for his fighting style. Could he have beaten all the other ones? Oh fuck yeah, he could have. He really could have. But it's like now it's a little bit different now. You have Topuria here now. You have Max Holloway in this division now, and yeah, now it's a little bit different. But if you're thinking like back when like Gaethje and Fiziev fought for the first time, like 2023, 22-ish, like he could have beaten anybody in that top 5 of lightweight, like with ease, except Justin Gaethje. So but that's that though. But I'm hoping Fiziev comes back. I do like Fiziev. Trust me, he's a great fighter. I always do get very. I wouldn't say it's excitement when it's Fiziev. It's intrigue. When Fiziev's fighting, I'm like, huh, okay, well, this is gonna be an interesting one then, because like he's just so unique. I guess he's a very unique fighter. Like every fighter's unique because everybody has their own fighting style, but he's especially unique. He's like intriguing to me, Rafael Fiziev. You know, and it's just like I feel like he hasn't gotten a big break, his big break moment yet. But once he does, it's gonna snowball. You know, and he had the opportunity to do that with Justin Gaethje. It just happened to be the worst person, you know, for his fighting style. It just happened to be Justin Gaethje, you know. But twice. But you know, there's always cases where a fighter just has your number. I think that's just the case with Fiziev and Gaethje, you know. But like, ooh, that was good. But do I think Fiziev has a good chance against everybody else in that top five? Oh hell yeah. Does he beat Ilya though? I don't know. That I don't know. Because, well, Ilya, I just assume is just like, is it bad that whenever Ilya Taporia gets confirmed for a fight, I get excited because I'm like, yeah, he's fighting. But, like, I already know he's going to win. Like, I already predetermined the win to be Ilya Taporia's.
I don't know that. He's stoppable.
I know. And he is. He always is. Like, everybody is, you know? It's just like, every single
Islam
time.
is looking like the guy.
I think that's the only guy that would really give him a challenge, to be honest. At this point in time. Do I think Taporia would have beaten Dustin? Hell yeah. Do do I think that he would have beaten? Well, I shouldn't say think, because he did beat Charles. Yeah. But as far as your question you mentioned earlier, does Justin Gaethje have anything lined up? We haven't heard from him since April. You know, been a little while for the boy Justin Gaethje, and he's at the point of his career where he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be here much longer. You know, he's already come out and said it. He goes, if he gets put out the same way he got put out against Max Holloway again, he's done. You know. Like, and you know, luckily after that, he was able to bounce back after being, you know, highlight reel of 2024. You know, um, Justin Gaethje is rumored to fight Ilya Taporia
Ooh.
in December. So, Volk might be taking a co-main event to Taporia, but if it's not that, I also heard a rumor that it might not be December, it might be January when they go to Paramount.
Yeah.
Because they want to bring Ilya to Paramount, you know? And you put Ilya and Justin Gaethje on the January 2026 card, that's gonna fucking, you're gonna get views. You're gonna get a lot of views.
Which card is the White House one?
It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be on July 4th of next year, because it's actually looking to be a legit thing now. With even Donald Trump saying the other day that he's in talks that it's gonna happen. First of all, you guys already know my feeling on the UFC White House card in general, but at the same time, it's an event. It's a rather big event. It's gonna make headlines. It's gonna make a lot of headlines, and it actually is probably going to be a stacked card. Because we know Dana White. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but Dana White and Donald Trump. Come on, you know they're like best friends. You know, like it's not like, yeah, we don't usually get political on the Front Row Access podcast here, but it's like painfully obvious, like that Dana White does not hide the fact that he's conservative. You know, it's just like he doesn't hide it. He actually just embraces it, and then he's out here like even just the way that the product is like given to you. Whenever there's like a New York, New Jersey, Miami, Florida fight, Donald Trump's always there. You know, Donald Trump's always there, and he gets like 3 minutes, 5 minutes worth of walkout. Donald Trump, you know, the president of the United States. Like, if that doesn't just show you, like, Dana White, like, where Dana White is politically, I just don't know what will, you know? But, by the talks of it, though, it was supposed to happen on July 4th, but it looks more like it's going to be on Trump's 80th birthday. Instead of, you know, instead of America Day. So, actually, I don't think it would have been his 80th birthday. Give me 1 second. Let me look up Donald Trump's birthday here. Oh, would you look at that? I just got flooded with headlines. Great. Anyway. Oh, no, it would be his 80th birthday. Okay, I thought he was already 80. That's my bad. But not. President Trump, he's 79, and I think he wants the UFC White House card to happen on his birthday. So, yeah, his birthday instead of 4th of July. I think if you're gonna
on a Saturday,
huh?
This is his birthday on a Saturday.
I think it might be. Let's look ahead to June of 2026. His birthday's on a Sunday. Oh wait, hold on. Let me double check. Yeah, his birthday's on a Sunday. Maybe he'd have it on the 13th.
And it's in June?
Yeah.
It's fucking fight week.
Oh no, the International Fight Week would happen probably. Actually, that might take the place of, just because of the mere like scope of it, you know. Just the mere scope of the event, because it's gonna be a huge event. It's gonna be like that's an early International Fight Week card, rather than the weekend of the 4th of July, which is usually when International Fight Week happens, you know. But actually, it would make more sense to have it on July 4th. 4th of July is on a fucking Saturday next year. The fuck? Why are we putting it on Trump's birthday? It should be on the fucking 4th of July. At least it's a Saturday, and it's like the America's 280th birthday, I believe. No, 300. No, wait. Fuck. 1776, 2026. It's definitely a big one.
230.
250.
Yeah, 250.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be the 250th birthday of America, and it would be on the White House lawn. I actually think that's a better time to book the UFC White House card if we are gonna do it. But which actually looks like it's gonna fucking happen. So as much as I clowned on it and like pissed and moaned that it was happening, it looks like it's gonna fucking happen.
Does that mean we're gonna get the Coliseum one?
Oh man, maybe. At this rate, and at this rate, anything's possible. You have Bezos and fucking Elon Musk go at it in the fucking. Oh no, Zuckerberg, not Bezos. Zuckerberg and fucking Elon Musk go at it in the fucking Roman Coliseum. Battle of the billionaires. Yeah, because I got nothing better to do with my time and my money. So there you go.
Lose has secure world hunger.
Oh God! There's gonna be a fight to the death at that point. Oh, solve world hunger? Fuck no!
We can't profit off that.
We usually don't get political. We got a little political on Front Row Access podcast today. But I think you guys probably could have already assumed what was going on here. But we love America though. Fuck yeah. But yeah. Yeah, why the fuck would you have it on Trump's birthday and not the 4th of July? It's perfect to have it on the 4th of July. It's America's 250th anniversary. It's 250th birthday. It's at our building, like our main hub of governmental works and external affairs, at the White House. Like, put the Trump shit aside. That's like legit the perfect setting for a UFC White House card. It's on the 4th of July, it's on our most important building, and it's going to be a crazy fucking card.
And of course we're going to spotlight the Irishman.
And of course we're going to have to spotlight the Irishman, because Conor McGregor's like, oh, UFC White House card. We're talking money, kid. Let me get on that one. Dana.
You know I'm tasty, right, Dana?
You already wanted to put me against Michael Chandler, right? Alright, I'll fight Chandler. Let's go do it on the fucking lawn, kid. I'm like, oh, now you want to fucking fight Chandler. Okay, Greggy. Alright. Now you want to fight Chandler, you fuck. Oh, only took you 2 years and a titanium toe bone incident in order for this to fucking happen. Anyway. Yeah, actually, that makes 0 sense that you'd put it on Trump's birthday. But it is what it is. If that's what it's going to end up being, that's what it's going to end up being. So those are your 2 potential dates. It's either President Donald Trump's birthday on June 14th, 2026, or it's going to be on the 4th of July, which I think is actually a better backdrop for this event. Now, do I necessarily like the fact that politics is leaking into sports? Fuck no. I never like it. Even when it was like, for like good causes. Like, I think back to like Kaepernick a couple years ago. Oh, we're getting extra political on the Front Row Access podcast today.
You're reaching deep waters.
I am reaching. But anytime there's like anytime there's like a moment in like a political moment in sports, it's usually like not good in my eyes. No matter what side of the aisle it may or may not be. Whether it's the left, whether it's the right. It's like I just don't want that. I just don't think it should be that. But unfortunately, there's a huge leakage of information, politics, and media, and just all media in general. So, unfortunately, although I might not like it and I might complain about it as much as I want, it is going to keep on happening, and it's going to it's just how it's going to be, unfortunately. That's just the state of the world that we're in right now. It's unfortunate, but it's true. You can't even watch a sports event without it getting political at some point. That's just where we are. It's unfortunate, but that's a whole deeper question for a whole different episode. But it does look like the UFC White House card is happening. But I think the perfect backdrop would have been the 4th of July. That would have been excellent, actually. But yeah, I think that'll about do it for what I got to say. I mean, you got anything else?
Oh, Crown Jewel?
Crown Jewel is in fact tomorrow. It's during the day. I think it starts at 2 p.m. I have not been watching Raw.
We do loosely keep involved with WWE.
I've been trying to.
It's loose.
It's loose right now. It really is loose right now.
Even though it's a farewell to your boyfriend.
Yeah. Although it's the farewell tour for my my lovely schmookums, John Cena.
Well, the next podcast we do, we're just gonna have all 14 of your Cena's just standing.
Hey, I needed one for each fucking title win that he had, and when I was watching, he had 14 of them. So I needed 14 John Cena toys in order to, I wanted one for each championship reign that John Cena had.
Yeah, they're not so bad. Do you have the belts for that? Do you have like 14 different belts you can put on them?
No, not all of them came with belts. A couple of them did, but not all of them did. Yeah, nah, so Crown Jewel, actually, let me look that up. I'll run down that match card, and then we'll probably sign out here. Crown Jewel 2025, start time. It starts at... When the fuck does it start?
At a time between now
and when it happens.
Tomorrow.
Alright, I'll go to CBS Sports. Hold on. Shout out CBS News. Huh? Are you fucking kidding me? Is it 8 o'clock in the fucking morning?
That does sound believable.
It does, because they're in Perth.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Aunt, you ready to be here at 8 o'clock?
Fuck yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't think my mother would want that.
Yeah, I think your mother set the rule we can't be here before 10.
Yeah.
That's fine. We'll put it on before your party.
Yeah, that can work. Yeah, that'll probably work.
When's UFC start then?
UFC starts at, I think, 9 p.m. Yeah, 8 a.m. Eastern time.
So what time should we shoot for?
For what? Crown Jewel?
To show up and watch them.
I'm not sure. We'll have to discuss that.
Off the air.
Off the air.
Even though this won't be uploaded.
Yeah, even though we're not even live right now. Match card. Alright, I already know what a couple of the matches are going to be. It's going to be Cody and Seth, which is going to be awesome, to be honest. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. Cody Rhodes obviously won the Crown Jewel Championship last Crown Jewel against Gunther, when Gunther was the World Heavyweight Champion. So it was a good match between Gunther and Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes came up on top. He is now defending the coveted Crown Jewel Championship. I just hate the fact that they gave it the white glove treatment.
Is it actually like a defense?
It's not that crazy. It is a defense.
Really? So it's going to be a yearly
defense of a title.
Really?
Yeah. Also, long as the champion last year has the championship belt, the time Crown Jewel comes around next year. Because I think about it, Cody Rhodes already lost his belt. He just won it back at SummerSlam. So Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Crown Jewel Championship. Cody Rhodes won the Crown Jewel Championship last year. He's going to be defending it this year against Seth Rollins. We also have the Women's Crown Jewel Championship match, where we're going to get a new champion, fucking regardless here, I think. It's Stephanie Vaquer, your Women's World Champion. Just won it back at WrestlePalooza against Uchi beat Io Sky. And Tiffany Stratton, who is still your WWE Women's Champion. She's been at it for, 10 months now. After cashing in on Nia Jax at the Day 1 edition of SmackDown. Anyway, AJ Styles and John Cena one last time. That's actually going to be really good. I do want to see that match. This Crown Jewel is actually looking better than last year's, to be honest. All right, next up, Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. Roman Reigns gonna try to get his shoes back, I guess, because Bronson Reed's been stealing his shoes lately.
It's a shoe the fella.
Mm-hmm. We have Asuka's back. Okay, Asuka and Kairi Sane against Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Okay, I guess they Io Sky finally cut both Kairi and Asuka off from damage control, and now she's aligned herself with Rhea Ripley. Okay, nice. It says after weeks of teasing a split, Asuka finally turned on Sky after Sky protected Ripley following Asuka missed attack. Sane has sided with Asuka because she claims Asuka is why Sane and Sky are in the WWE. After Sane and Asuka offered Sky a chance to apologize and return to her family, Sky was next to suffer an Asuka missed attack. That was the last straw for Sky, who had struggled to break away from Asuka, and the Crown Jewel Tag Team match was made official. All right, so that's the whole card. Very short card.
Well, that's good.
Actually, no, that's 5 matches. That's what WWE PLEs tend to be these days.
Oh, that's good because we got 5 matches, then we got UFC.
Mm. Want to do some predictions real quick? I mean, based off of like pretty much these little excerpts that CBS Sports is giving you.
Sure.
All right, so let me read the little excerpt here from CBS Sports on the Crown Jewel Championship match between Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Rhodes and Rollins came face to face shortly after WrestlePalooza, knowing the champion versus championship match was more or less locked in. Rollins had questioned what Rhodes thinks of him and his vision for the future of wrestling, while Rhodes questioned why Rollins needs backup of goons if he's the best in the world. These two have a fairly lengthy history, dating back to Rhodes beating Rollins as a surprise opponent at WrestleMania 38 in Rhodes' return to WWE. Okay, so seems to me like Seth and Cody are back at odds again. They're not teammates anymore. The enemy of my enemy is my friend is no longer applying here. Anyway, Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Vaquero won the Women's World Championship at WrestlePalooza in a terrific match with Io Sky. It was a good match for the vacant title. Yes, that's right, because fucking Naomi got pregnant, so she had to go out. Big Jim wanted to do some Netflix and chill, so there you go. Anyway, now she takes on Stratton, as she has reigned as WWE Women's Champion since the beginning of the year. She's coming off a brutal triple threat match against Jade Cargill and Nia Jax on SmackDown on September 26th. That left Cargill badly cut. Vaquer and Stratton will now cross paths for the first time in their careers. CBS Sports is doing a pretty good job reporting this. Anyway, CBS, if you need any WWE writers, like additional ones, I got you. Anyway, AJ Styles and John Cena. Cena and Styles have had some fantastic matches around the 2017-2016 mark. Those matches were among the best of Cena's entire career, if this is true. That is pretty much the entire storyline of why this match is happening. There's no real animosity or storyline behind it. Of course, maybe Cena has to deal with a surprise attack from someone like Brock Lesnar, once again, as he draws to his final days of being a WWE superstar. Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed, and Reigns met at Clash in Paris, with Reigns winning before Reed unleashed an onslaught after the match, taking Reigns out of action. Reigns recently returned, and Reed, with Paul Heyman by his side, wanted to run it back. Though this time, in a match type that Reed made famous, quote unquote, Reigns was happy to accept, and the rematch is on. And this time, it's with no rules. It's an Australian street fight between Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. Finally, and I already read the excerpt for Kairi Sane, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. I kind of already knew that was the direction that they were going in, so I guess I really didn't miss out on too much. Anyway, let's go top to bottom. Rhodes, Rollins.
Give me Rollins.
Yeah, Rollins. I think Rollins too. I'm usually, the Cody Glazer. I'm usually the guy that always says Cody's going to win and wants Cody to win. And I still want Cody to win this match. But I think more right now, Cody's already 3 up on Rollins currently. Beating him at WrestleMania 2022, WrestleMania 38, Backlash 2022, and Hell in a Cell 2022 with a torn fucking pec. He is already 3 up on Rollins. So, But with Rollins gaining more prominence and Cody's been a little bit out of the spotlight lately. I mean, yeah, I know he's back now. He had a kid. He had a son, and he was out for a little bit after SummerSlam. So, but since Rollins has been holding down the place, I think Rollins has more reason to win here. So I would say Rollins probably wins this match. But there's always the potential that Cody wins, and that's always the outcome that I'm gonna want. So, um, but as far as storyline is concerned, and as far as who needs to win this match, I would say it's Rollins. Will they give it to Cody? Who knows? They definitely could, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But Rhodes, Rollins. I'm taking Rollins. You're taking Rollins. Um, Cody, I'm sorry, you're not gonna be winning the Crown Jewel Championship this year. Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton. I got Stratton.
I got Valkyrie.
You got Vaquer. I mean, yeah, she did just win the belt, and they're probably gonna look to legitimize her a little bit more. I could see why, but from the clips that I've seen on Instagram and like YouTube and whatnot, since I've been loosely keeping up with WWE lately, I haven't really been watching the programs, but I still keep up loosely. I see like highlights and shit. They're really promoting more the fact that Tiffany's been the champion, which automatically thinks they're leaning towards Tiffany. But at the same time, we've had instances like this before where people are like, I've been here, and then they end up losing. Gunther and Sami Zayn, per se, is the first immediate reaction that comes to my mind. But given off what I've seen and the coverage of it, I would say Stratton probably has this one. But yeah, there's just biases. I mean, I am a little biased because Tiffany Stratton is probably my favorite women's superstar currently. So a little biased maybe, but I just think they've been more heavy on Tiffany than Vaquer. I mean, they strapped a rocket to Vaquer. Don't get me wrong. Like within her first year of being here, not even first year, first couple months of being here, she got the title. But yeah, I could see either girl winning. Either girl can win. I just think Stratton is probably going to end up being the one to do it. I don't know why. That's just what my gut's telling me. I'm trying not to be biased here. This is actual, like, Steven trying to report this type deal. But I don't know. I just think Stratton's more in the direction to win right now. But Vaquer could win, and I wouldn't be mad if she did. Matter of fact, she probably does need this win more than Stratton. But it just looks like they're still high on the Stratton train because, Tiffany's a character. She brings looks, charisma, and swagger to the ring. So, I mean, safe to say WWE has a lot of chips in her bag, you know? So, for those reasons, I say Stratton, but it could be Vaquer. I mean, they definitely like Vaquer too. And she does the same thing as Tiffany. She brings looks, swagger, and character to the ring. So, I mean, you got Vaquer, I got Stratton. We'll see how it goes. Should be a good match regardless, though. I think both women are probably gonna. That might be match of the night, to be honest.
It's either that or Cena's.
Either that or Cena's with Styles, but like, which we'll go into that now. Cena and Styles. Cena.
I got Cena too.
I mean, like, how could you really predict against Cena right now? Besides, if there's like a title on the line or something like that, like they wanted to give Cena the belt for the 17, which I do like, but we knew he was gonna lose that match to Cody, like we knew, So, but this one, I don't see why he should lose. I don't see a reason that he would lose. I think he should definitely be the one to win here. Plus, I think AJ Styles is pretty much on a silent retirement tour himself. He's just letting Cena get most of the limelight because, he was WWE born and bred. AJ Styles, it took him a little while to finally get there. So, yeah, Cena. But I think it's going to be an excellent match, though. It's Cena, it's Styles. Let's see if they can recreate the magic that they were able to create 8 years ago. Because even though it was in the latter part of Cena's career, like the report said, man, those are some of the best matches that Cena's ever fucking had in his whole career. Like, they were against AJ Styles. And because here's the thing with Cena. Cena himself can't do crazy matches. He's a powerhouse type of wrestler. He's got the 5 moves of doom, and that's usually how he wins the match. In order for Cena to put on a good match, he needs somebody to be paired with that's a good wrestler. A good technical wrestler. then he can build off of that. And that's just probably what's going to have to happen with this one as well. But let's see if they can recreate the magic of 2016, 2017. That'd be awesome if they did. Very excited for this match. But I'm still thinking that Vaquer and Stratton are going to take the cake. They're both young girls, they're in their prime, and they're both the champs of their respective divisions. And it's just like they're both excellent workers. Like look at Vaquer and look at Tiffany Stratton. They've never really had a bad match. I mean Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, that was a rough match. Don't get me wrong, but I think it's because Stratton and Flair, although on paper look like they'd be so similar and would put on a great match, they just miscommunicated the whole thing. They were like a step behind each other, and it wasn't choreographed very well. I think they were both not really on the same page that match. That's why it suffered the way it did. Anyway, Bronson Reed, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns.
Never go against fucking Roman Reigns.
But the only way that I think Roman Reigns would lose here, I've heard rumblings that Jay is looking a little heelish lately, and which is shocking to say the least, seeming as he's like the hype man of the WWE right now. I don't understand why you would turn him heel, but from what I've seen, Jay's been acting a little bit more heelish, and he's been at a bit of odds with Roman as of late. So maybe we see the tables turn here, and Jay's official heel turn happens against
I really hope
Reigns.
He doesn't join Solo.
I don't think he'd join Solo. If anything, I think he'd join Seth. If anything, I think he'd join Seth. I don't think he'd join Solo. Because I think if there's anything that he hates more, it would be Solo. Like personally. But, or should I say storyline wise, not actually personally. But yeah, Reigns. Yeah, I'm taking Reigns for this one. The only way I see Bronson Reed winning this, I mean, it is a no rules match, so anything and everything can happen. Maybe Jay comes out and causes Roman the match or something like this. But I don't really even understand why they're even giving these heelish themes to Jey Uso. Like, he's like your number one merch pusher right now. He's like, everybody loves him when he comes out. Like, why the fuck are you going to turn him heel? That'd be like a total L move on WWE's part to turn Jay heel right now. But if that's the route they're going, that's the route they're going. So, but regardless, I don't think it's going to happen here. And I think Reigns is probably going to be Reed again. And this time it'll be a lot more decisive. It'll leave less room for a rematch to happen. Because, like, think about it. After Reigns beat Reed at Clash in Paris, early in September, he got attacked right after, right? So it kind of delegitimizes his win a little bit and left the door open for a rematch to happen and say, like, hey, he's still dealing with these fucking guys, But usually when a stipulation gets added to a match, especially like an Extreme Rules stipulation, that's the end of a feud, typically, just based off the WWE formula that I've been following for the past 15 years of my life. So, more than likely it's going to be a very definitive win for Roman Reigns here, or it's going to be an open door to reignite the Jay and Roman feud, but Jay is the heel and Roman as the face, which makes zero fucking sense to me. But if the sayings and the rumblings are true that Jay's been more heelish, it could happen here. Anyway, Asuka and Kairi Sane, Kabuki Warriors, I believe is what they're called. Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky, Rhea Ripley. Guys, do you really fucking want me to predict this one? Do you really want me to predict this one? I don't think I really need to fucking tell you who's going to win this. You saw the title. I'm going to read the title one more time, and I'm going to let you decide. Just you, behind the screen right now, okay? You ready? Asuka and Kairi Sane. Right? Great tag team. Versus Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Think about that. Think about it. I'll give you a second. Why in the fuck would Kairi Sane and Asuka win in this match? Why in the fuck would anybody even think that? So, without a doubt, I think this is the most easily predictable match on this card, for sure, next to the Cena one, is Io Sky and Rhea Ripley to beat Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Yeah, I can't see a world where the Kabuki Warriors win this.
Like, the Kabuki Warriors are great. Don't get me wrong. But you have Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. against Asuka and Kairi Sane. Writing's on the wall, people. It's not, and that's not a fucking, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. That's for sure what's gonna happen in this match. If it doesn't happen in this match, I'm just not gonna understand. I'm just not gonna understand why. But anyway, that's Crown Jewel. Goes down tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning. You mean to tell me 8 o'clock in the fucking morning? At least it's not 7 o'clock in the morning like Elimination Chamber was a couple years ago. Oh shit, that was a rough morning. I didn't even sleep that night. I was like maybe 3 Rise energy drinks in, just staying up. We were playing fucking Wii Golf, waiting for the fucking event to start. Oh, that was a funny time. Yeah, we're playing Wii Golf, trying to beat Isaac's high score that he set at Wii Golf. But yeah, that's all I got. Yeah, is there anything else you got in?
Just remember, I don't know if this will help you at all in your life, but if it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. And if it's white, say goodnight.
And that'll conclude this week's edition of the Front Row Access Podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.